All right, going live in 3, 2, 1. Well, this is Soaking Up. I'm stumbling over the title already. So, Soaking Up Spilled Ink with Rachel. We're up to episode number 5. How are you doing, Rachel?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. So, anything going on in the world of Rachel that we should know about?
Oh, that you should know about? I don't know. I don't think so. Nothing, nothing crazy, exciting to share with the people. So,
Nothing that our viewers may be anticipating or anything like that?
anticipating. Oh gosh, I don't know. If you our one of our first chats was about Ted Lasso. I made the biscuits that Ted Lasso makes in the show, so that was a fun experience today. I did burn them a little bit, but they still turned out really good. That's interesting.
Oh, there are biscuits in there? I only saw the first 2 episodes. I don't remember seeing biscuits. Or maybe
Yeah,
I'm
they're in the
was
little
it?
pink box, the cookies. They call them
Oh, okay.
biscuits
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
little
yeah.
pink box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
It is aside from burning, there's you say they're still pretty tasty though?
They still are pretty good. They're not burnt, they're just darker than they should be, but they still
Oh, I
worked
see.
out pretty good.
So what's the weather where you like? Is it getting right? I can tell
It's
you right now
yeah,
we're
it's what's yours like? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say we're getting to the point where it's getting just below freezing, so having to
Mhm.
turn the heat on every night now. So
Yeah, yeah. I usually keep the heat lower at night and then I'll turn it up mainly in the afternoon because like I find I don't really need it during the day when you're not like well, if I'm just sitting in my office, which is most of my day, then I can make it pretty warm in there without having to turn the heat on. But we are starting to get some snow and stuff here. We had a little bit of snow the other day. Looks like there's a little bit happening outside now, but it's still honestly pretty warm for this time of the year. Like I'm still seeing 40 and 50-degree days. Like 50 in December is warm.
yeah, yeah, I was noticing that myself. I think the lot I usually we have these kind of temperatures for November, but it's extending a little bit
Mhm.
longer for some reason. So
Yeah, yeah. And like I remember times when it was like full whiteout snow for Thanksgiving, and this year it hit 60 up here.
Hmm. Wow, that is pretty warm. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're going to exceed 60 in the DC area over the next couple of days as well. So, um, so was your talking about Thanksgiving? Everything go nice for your Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it went really well. We had a few people over. It was pretty nice. I can't do dairy, and everybody knows this. I made most of like the main dishes, so like I used all the dairy-free stuff. But my aunt was very excited because she made a dairy-free pumpkin pie, and she was talking a lot about her dairy-free pumpkin pie and how excited she was that she had made this thing. And I didn't have the heart to tell her that I hate pumpkin pie, whether it's dairy-free or not. And like you would think, it's been 30 years of my life, you would think she would notice that I've never eaten pumpkin pie anytime anybody's had it. But no, but she was so excited about the fact that she made this thing and it was dairy free that I ate a small slice and was like, "It's great."
I I can say pumpkin pie for me is hit or miss. Sometimes I seem to like it a little bit, but I've never actually gone on my way to eat it. So it's not
Yeah.
exactly the best thing in the world, but
No.
once in a while, it's like, it's okay. I'll eat a little bit of it. So, but
Yeah.
so I can partially relate to what you're saying there. So,
The only pumpkin thing that I like at all is baked pumpkin seeds. That's the
hmm,
only thing pumpkin related that I actually like.
yeah, actually, I eat pumpkin seeds. I haven't done that for a while, but I used to eat a lot of only a couple of years ago too. I used to get
Yeah,
bags of them at the
yeah.
grocery store. So
Yeah,
it's
they're
supposed to have
really
some health
good.
benefits too,
Yeah,
I think.
seeds like that usually do. Like seeds are usually can be pretty good for you, fermented things. I like pickles a lot, so that's always good for fermentation. Sauerkraut. There's a whole bunch of different things you should be eating all the time, and then you always stick to your regular meals. But having turkey was nice for a while, and the rest of the carcass of my turkey is now in a pot boiling so that I can turn it into soup.
Turn to soup, turkey soup. Is that what you're
Oh
gonna make?
yeah. Mhm.
Oh,
It's a
I've never
good
heard
way
of turkey.
to Yeah, it's basically just like chicken soup. You just use a turkey instead, and it's a really good way to make sure you don't waste any of it. Boil the crap out of it, take all the meat off the bones, and make the soup as you would chicken soup. It's just turkey, and it's
Oh,
just as
okay.
good.
Oh, sounds like it'd be pretty good.
It
So
is, yeah.
cool.
I even throw some leftover stuffing in there sometimes, makes it a little thicker. It's really good.
Stuffing. Oh, that's it. Well,
Mhm.
that's it. That's really interesting. Wow. Stuffing in soup.
Yeah.
Wow. It's almost like, a little bit of a prize in there almost of sorts.
Yeah,
Like
I
you're
mean,
getting
it kind of melts down into it. It almost acts like a thickener, so it makes it like a little bit of a thicker kind of a soup. It's really good.
hmm, okay. Well, that's
Mhm.
that's something if I'd like to try sometime. Just for the heck of it. Just
Yeah.
it does sound interesting. It definitely does sound interesting. So
Yeah,
better
I
than
really
pumpkin
like
pie.
yeah, I really like cooking and baking and all that stuff, so I make a lot of different things all the time. I also
Hmm.
made, um, just yesterday and today, snickerdoodles and some snickerdoodle cheesecake. It's my mom's birthday tomorrow, so I wanted to make her favorite stuff. She loves snickerdoodles and cheesecake, and so I made snickerdoodles yesterday, and I dried them out and crushed them up to use as the base for a cheesecake.
Snickerdoodles. Did we talk about
Mhm.
that? Snickerdoodles.
I don't know if we've talked about it or somebody else. I'm not sure.
I don't know. What is a snickerdoodle? You
It's
got me on that.
sort of like a sugar cookie, but you add cream of tartar, which is kind of acidic. So it gives it a little bit of a different kind of a flavor, and you roll it in cinnamon sugar and bake it.
Okay, I'm bringing up an image right now. Is this a snickerdoodle? Right there?
Let's see, that would be a snickerdoodle.
Oh,
That
okay.
is approximately what mine look like, except they're a little more dried out because I crushed half of them to use for a base for a cheesecake.
Oh, yeah, I've never honestly never heard that term before. So that's what I remember
Yeah,
hearing
those are
something
my
s
mom's favorite cookies.
okay. Well, they look good. They look really good, so
Yeah, they are.
you got me
Yeah,
hungry now, so
the cream of tartar is what really gives it that different kind of taste other than a sugar cookie. Um, it's just it's like acidic, it's almost like a powdered version of vinegar almost. So it just kinda gives them this little extra tang to the cookies. They're
oh,
pretty
okay.
good.
Well, that's interesting. Learned something new. Well, that's
Mm.
cool. And how big are they big? How big are these? Are they,
Um,
is it
I mean, you can
like
make them
average
pretty
cookie
much
size?
any size that you want, you're just rolling out circles of dough. So you make the dough into a perfect circle, then you roll it in cinnamon sugar and just kind of bake it and they'll flatten out, which is why some of them look like they have a little bit of a lump in the middle and
Oh, okay.
they'll fall and stuff and they're chewy. They're
Is
very
this more
good.
of a, is this more of a regional thing maybe? That's why I'm
I'm
curious as
not
to why.
sure. I'm not sure. It could be. I mean, I'm really not sure if it's like a regional thing or what, but yep,
Oh,
snickerdoodles. They're like I
snickerdoodle.
said, they're her favorite. So I made them yesterday so that I could dry some out to crush it up to make it the crust for the cheesecake.
Okay.
And I made
Alright.
individual little cheesecakes. And I only made like half a recipe of cheesecake because I definitely am not going to help her eat them. I don't do cheese or dairy or any of that kind of stuff. And I don't know if my dad even likes snickerdoodles or cheesecake. He'll eat like half a slice of cheesecake if you hand it to him, but he'll never like search it out. So
Hmm.
I
I
just made them
I
for her.
I think I've had cheesecake, but it's been a while, and I have a problem with dairy products myself, so I have to be very
Mhm.
careful, so, um, but I do like a lot of when I was able to eat certain food, I would go out on my way to eat a lot of cheese. I don't know if that's good for you or not, but back in the day, the the condition I have in my system right now, I can't it's not a good idea for me to eat it anymore. It
Mhm.
just goes right through.
Yeah.
Goes in and goes right, which is not good. So,
No. Luckily, I
yeah.
just never have liked cheese, so it didn't really bother me in that regard, but, like, I can't do, milk and butter and stuff, and it's really hard because it's, like, in so many things you wouldn't expect it to be in, so it's, like, it's very sneaky. Even some, like,
Well,
deli meats use lactose as a preservative, so it's, like, very strange the places that you can find milk.
yeah, yeah. I've actually read that it's like, I be careful with certain foods I buy. I gotta make sure there's a lot it's more natural and it's the way they've done
Mhm.
it. I gotta be careful of those preservatives. I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes use that to lure people into so it's more tasty so they'll eat more. Is that
Yeah.
right? Am I
I don't even know.
oh,
But
maybe
I've
maybe I'm
never
thinking of
found
something.
cheese to taste good ever at all. It just grosses me
Oh,
out.
I like American cheese. The taste of American cheese is pretty good for me. So,
Mm,
and I know there's a lot of other cheeses. Yeah, I taste them like they're disgusting, but American cheese is always something I've always liked. So, and ever since I was a little kid, but
mhm.
the you're right. I've tried other cheese, and it's like I just go, oh, this is so nasty, and then but if I go right back to American cheese, I'm fine. So I don't know.
Interesting.
It's just the American cheese and cheesecake itself. I haven't had that for a long time. I don't remember if I really liked it or not.
Mhm.
The fact that I can't remember indicates to me that it probably is something I would never go out of my way. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but if you were to make something, and I would definitely try it just because. So, but I wouldn't. But that's yeah. It's like I wouldn't be able to eat too much, but I'd definitely try it out, see how it tastes and everything. So,
Hmm.
but
Well, there you go.
all right. Well, let's check our question from 2 weeks ago. Let's see. We got
Mhm.
whoops. Let's see. I'm bringing it up on the screen now. Here we go. When is it appropriate to put up Christmas decorations? I left one word out there. It's not a big deal though. So it's
Yeah.
77% overwhelmingly after Thanksgiving at the end of November.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. Now we got 11% with strictly December,
Mhm.
and let's see, 5% anytime and 5% with any time of the year.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty high. So
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
um, 4% with your choice and 3% with during the early to mid fall. Wow, I find it interesting that that any time of the year actually got
It beat
outvoted by
yeah.
during the mid to early fall.
Yeah, that's interesting for sure.
And I think I said this before. I dated a woman several years ago. She was from the Philippines.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
that she put, and coincidentally, there's someone here that's also from the Philippines. Here in the Philippines, we started decorating Christmas decorations the first day of September. That's exactly what she told me.
That's crazy. That's
So,
so early.
and mainly malls are playing Christmas music every start of September until the first week of January. Yes, uh, we call it Burr Burr. What's that say?
Hmm.
I was say month.
BER months, Burr
Yeah.
months, like September,
Oh,
October,
Burr.
November.
Gotcha. I should have jumped first. I was trying to figure out what it meant there. Okay, thank you. I wasn't reading for far enough ahead there. But yeah, okay. September, October, November, and December. Yes. So that's cool. Um,
Mm,
yeah, and one response here. I love Christmas, but I don't think I would enjoy uh hearing Christmas music for 4 months. Yeah, I'm
mhm.
not unfortunately for me, I'm not against Christmas. I don't really go to my way to celebrate it, but I'm not against it either. But
Right.
I will say Christmas music for me it just gets really annoying. So I might have said this before, but Christmas music, country music, and 80s music just really drives me crazy. So
Yeah, yeah.
even though I grew up a lot in the 80s, I just a lot of 80s music just really just doesn't do it for me. So, but
Hmm.
Christmas music as well. It's like I sit here like, oh God, please turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. So let's see. Mr. Philippe says I don't take off Christmas decorations, Christmas trees, etc. New Year's decorations are in my house all year round. I think we might have read that one already. So
Mm.
see. November doesn't have to be after Thanksgiving, but definitely has to be a few days after Halloween. Oh, okay.
Okay, I mean, I guess, but also like, nah, that's too soon. I feel like if you do something too much, it's not special anymore, you know? I feel like a whole month to celebrate one holiday is kind of a lot. You don't do that for any other holidays, you know? You don't
Mhm,
decorate for Thanksgiving and look forward to Thanksgiving all month and play Thanksgiving music or 4th of July or anything like that. They get, well, 4th of July gets a weekend, Thanksgiving gets, a day, Halloween even. You people decorate a little bit for Halloween, but it's not on the level of Christmas where it's just like, I don't know, I feel like you do something too much, you'll ruin it. It won't be as
mhm.
special anymore.
Did we talk about Little Christmas? When I was a kid, we celebrated an extra holiday called Little Christmas in my family when I was a kid. It was
Yeah,
January
I
the
think
6th.
you were.
Yeah, the 12th day of Christmas, which was January the 6th. So,
Hmm.
and it was just I think that was the final day when by then we'd definitely pull our Christmas decorations back down by then. So,
Mhm, mhm.
So, and then we also had Saint Nicholas Day too, which was
Yeah,
December
that's
17th.
what we do. Yeah,
So we
we do
had like
that.
3 holidays. Yeah, we had Saint Nicholas Day, then Christmas, then New Year's, then Little
Mhm.
Christmas. So,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. We definitely
and
do St. Nicholas Day.
no, the Saint Nicholas Day. I don't know if I said this was we've just put out a regular sock, so
Right,
nothing's
yeah, you did the sock, we did the shoe.
okay. Yeah, okay, we did talk about okay. Wasn't sure we
Mhm.
so but not the special sock. Like for Christmas though, we had the special stocking, which was like a red
Right.
Christmas stocking, whereas this for Saint Nicholas Day it was just a regular old sock out of your sock drawer. So, but yeah,
Mhm.
that was the major difference there. So, alrighty,
Yeah.
let's see. When let's see, next one down. Matthew says, "When I'm not on the gig on the gig." Hmm, okay, not sure what gig he's referring to. So, let's see.
Mm. Pagan beliefs slash holiday, not my tradition. Okay, that's okay, sure.
Okay,
On
on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving Day. Yeah, we usually watch our first Christmas movie after, on Thanksgiving night. So like we always say after Santa goes by on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, then you can start with Christmas.
So, what was the thing? What was the Christmas movie you watched this past Thanksgiving, or did you watch one?
We actually everybody had to work on Friday, so everybody left and we just watched Ted Lasso.
So, with no tradition this year.
No, we didn't actually do that. Yeah.
I have my favorite. I do have one of my favorite movies. It just happens to be a Christmas movie. Is Jimmy Stewart's 1946. What's it called? It's a
It's a
Wonderful Life.
Wonderful Life.
Yes.
I mean,
So,
it's kind of a Christmas movie. We always watch it at Christmas time. It's a Wonderful Life is just phenomenal.
yeah.
Absolutely fantastic movie. And his
The,
facial expressions, the whole thing, he's just an amazing actor. God, I love him. I could talk about that forever too.
the, the funny thing about Jimmy Stewart, he's very talented, very good
Oh,
actor.
yeah.
But the funny part is he seems very realistic. He comes across as a very plausible, real
Mhm.
person. But then
Yeah.
the movie when it was made during that era when they would have people that were talking really fast. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
Like in the 30s and 40s, people were like blah, 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 blah. They'd rush through their lines. He
Mhm.
didn't do that.
Mhm.
He stands out from most of the people that are in that movie. So
Yeah, he's so good. And I think one of my favorite scenes is after, he made his wit, to wish I'd never been born, people would be better off, everything like that. And he like goes to his mother's house and his mother doesn't recognize him and he runs out of his mother's house and that face he puts right into the camera of just that sheer utter horror of realization just absolutely amazing, gets me every time, it's so good.
mhm. Have you ever seen the
So good.
movie Back to the
Sorry.
Future Part 2? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yes. No, no, you're good.
Okay. There are they pay homage to
Mhm.
in Back to the Future Part 2, they actually have some scenes where they pay homage to It's a Wonderful Life. So
Okay.
because if you think about it, It's a Wonderful Life is kind of like an
Mhm.
alternate timeline of sorts. So that's why they did that. So
Yeah, yeah.
that that one scene in particular where you were just talking about where Jimmy Stewart comes up to the camera and does that facial expression, and
Mhm.
Marty McFly in Back to the Future 2 does that
Oh,
same.
yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot. I haven't seen them in forever, but yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So let's see, next one down on December the 23rd. Wow. And tear down on December the
I
26th.
saw that. That's intense.
And 4 thumbs up for that one.
Yeah.
And the person says, you're evil, laughing out there. That's
That's great.
after Thanksgiving, starting on December the 1st. Does that say 1st or
Let
11th?
me see. That looks like first. Yeah.
1st.
Just it's not first, it's firth.
1st.
One
Okay.
TH, it says.
And that's why I was probably thinking 11th because I saw the TH there. So, um,
No.
and tell me about Lincoln Clay John.
John Donovan it's like I'm assuming I think it's from a movie, and that's probably a thing from a reference to that movie.
Okay. And finally, Fury says never with a question mark.
There's some people that don't celebrate Christmas, and that's fine too.
Well, I don't put up. I haven't put up Christmas decorations in my house, to be honest, honestly, ever. So, I mean,
Mm.
when I was a kid, I did, and when I go to my
Mhm.
parents, if I go to my dad's place or something, or family's house, I'll do something like that. But yeah,
Mm.
as far as my house, I don't actually put any Christmas decorations up. So, I'm one of those
Uh-huh.
people. Sorry.
I mean, to each their own for sure.
Like I said, I don't go out of my way to celebrate it. I'm not anti-Christmas. I'm just don't go out of
Mhm.
my way to celebrate it. So it's not I'm not going I'm not being a ball humbug or anything like that. I'm just it's just not something I go out of my it's if someone
Yeah.
says, "Hey, would you like to come over and have some, for Christmas party?" I'm saying, "Oh, absolutely." So it's fine.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
I just recently got like a whole bunch of like in the last year, a whole bunch of Harry Potter like Winter Village kind of stuff. So I've been setting those up for display. I haven't put them out this year, but last year like I set the whole thing up and it looked so awesome.
that sounds neat. How
Uh, I'll I'll have
what scale?
to. I'm sorry.
What scale? What is it like? Like how big would you say everything is?
I I have no idea. I mean, they're just little models and they light up and it's a whole winter village of, a bunch of the buildings in Harry Potter and I honestly have no idea the actual like scale or anything. I'll have to look. Let me see. I might be able to pull up a picture of it from last year. Let's see what I can find here. Mm.
Let's see. While you're doing that, I'm going
Mhm.
to. You reminded me of something that I do. Oops, I didn't mean to minimize the screen there. Sorry, I didn't realize I did that. Hold on a second here. Bring that back up. There we go. I also have something I could share. Give me while you're looking yours, I'll look up mine. So
Oops.
let's see. It'll take me a second here. This would be my what I'm going to show you is when I was a child. My dad used to work for the government. He worked for the government printing office, and he was a
Mm.
photographer. And every year they would have this Christmas display, which
Okay.
was every year I couldn't wait to see. It was one of my favorite things to see. I might not be able to show you the whole thing, but you at least get a glimpse of what it looked like. So let's see. Let me know when you got yours ready. I can go ahead and bring it up here too.
Okay. I'm still looking for the spot that I had mine in.
I'm
I know I
looking.
took pictures last year.
We're both in the process of looking things up here.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see. I'll just.
Oh,
I think I.
ah,
Oh, I found it. I found it. Okay, so I can bring mine up here. Oh, of course, now it locks up as I bring it up.
okay. I got mine too. So,
Uh, Okay, want to look at yours first?
sure. All right.
Okay.
Let's see. Mhm. All right. So, this is one of them, one of the
Oh,
little sections
uh,
that I had. This is Diagon Alley.
I think I saw this though. Didn't I see this one already? Or did I?
No, I don't think I showed you this. I mean, I showed you the stuff that's in my office, and it's a
Okay.
little bit different than this. This was a little bit of a winter village that I set up. And then here's another shelf.
Okay.
This is like Hogsmeade and the train and everything. And then at the top here, you have the castle. I was a little disappointed with how small the castle is in comparison to the other things,
Hmm.
but it's still kind of cool. I feel like it could light up a little bit more and be bigger, but it's fine. And
So
you
as
got a whole bunch of different little things. And then I painted all of the background things,
oh,
just
did you?
random
Okay,
different paint and sips. Yeah.
cool. As far as the authenticity to the or accuracy to, is it very accurate? The
Oh
little
yeah.
castle.
They're pretty perfect. Yeah.
Oh, that's
We
cool.
have a
I
little
like that.
shrieking shack over here. The castle looks pretty perfect. This is Hagrid's hut, Whomping Willow Tree, complete with the Fort Angelina. We have this is honeydukes and different things. And the train was pretty cool. Train station. And then this is just that same train level again. And then this one was really cool. This one is my favorite. This is Gringotts Bank, the one that's on the end here with the dragon coming out of it. It was pretty awesome. And I got
The
little
dragon.
trees and snows and stuff. I'm sorry?
Where's the dragon? Was you said there's a dragon there, or did I?
Yeah, you can't it's hard to see him. He's coming out of the center building, the very top of the center building.
Oh,
He's not lit up.
okay.
Can almost just make him out there.
Like his head? Is that his like his head or something that's
Yeah,
popping
it's
out?
just I don't know if you can see my mouse.
Yeah, yeah, I see where your
Yeah,
mouse is.
okay, so yeah, this is his head, and he's got chains around his neck and everything. So in this show, in the series, this is a glass dome and he breaks out of here.
Oh, we got a comment to say from Van Vardan Gower. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing. He says hi. So hi back. So
Hi.
there you go. Cool.
Yeah,
So
so pretty
that's
cool.
all right. Well,
I
here's
love
my
that
picture.
village. Yeah, go ahead, let me see.
This is from several years ago. So here we go. So we have
Oh, I love those.
there's a big train set up right here. Unfortunately, I don't have a
Yeah.
picture of the actual train, but in case you're wondering, this is me up in the left corner coughing or something. I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing there. And this girl right here, that's my sister. So that's my sister.
Okay.
I don't. This little girl next to her, I think, is one of her friends. I don't know who it is exactly. So,
Mhm.
but this is in Washington D.C. So my dad worked about 10 blocks up from the Capitol building, in the
Oh, wow,
government.
okay.
So it was a very, very old building, and it was about at least 8 stories high. But
Hmm.
and the top floor, this is one of the top floors, and this is every Christmas we come by, and this thing was always set up. It looked really cool. I couldn't wait to see it. So
Wow, that is
uh,
cool.
if you ever
There's
see the movie,
this
go
no,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, no, I was going to say something off topic. Go ahead and say what you're going to say. I can't
Oh,
remember.
I was gonna say that there's a small store down the road from where I live, and it's like this, it's like a little, old town shop. They have, like, all sorts of, like, the old time candies and things like that, and they also have, like, this huge winter village section where they have something set up just like that. It's got the little lakes and rivers that little magnetic figurines skate on, and it's got the trains and the little houses and stuff. It's where I got all the snow and trees for my Harry Potter village. So
Oh,
that's really cool.
oh, cool. So like, could you use your little models for like a train set or something like this if you wanted to?
If I wanted to, sure.
Okay. The only reason I asked, I built a small train set when I was younger. It was N gauge, which is very
Mm,
tiny,
right.
and I had a little town I built. I wasn't very good at what I did though. It was that was the stuff I've seen people
Still
do
for
so much
fun.
better. Yeah, I did for fun. Yeah, and I had the track go around my bedroom and a little town on one end of the room and another town on the other end of the room. But it was it was fun when I did it. So
Awesome. That's
let's
awesome.
see. Here's here's my close up of me and my
Oh,
sister.
yeah, you were showing me a few of these last time.
Okay, so yeah. Anyway, I
Mm,
wouldn't want to go back on to do the same thing again. So, but the just in case you're wondering, that building that I showed you, if you ever see the movie, I think it was I want to say late 70s, early 80s, a movie called
mhm,
The In-Laws with Peter Falk. Um,
mm.
there's a scene with Peter Falk on the top of that building. That's actually the same building I just showed you, and
Okay.
so you can, and the reason they chose it was because it's close enough to the Capitol building, so you get a nice see into the Capitol in the background. Um,
Okay.
I might have some pictures of that. The reason I bring it up is because my dad was up there. He took pictures of Peter Falk when he was up there, and I think he got him to sign an autographed picture for my mother at the time. I think so.
Mhm.
It's probably lost at this point. I'm not sure, but I think he saw us the pictures, which is kind of fun.
Nice.
So, so do you have a question for, we were discussing this earlier. Have you thought of a question that we could ask our viewers for this week?
Hmm. Trying to think of everything we've been talking about to come up with a good question. Hmm.
Let's see, I'm trying to think.
Yeah. I'm not really sure of something like with a bunch of. I
We
mean,
could do
we
some.
could go simple. Do you prefer cooking or baking? I mean, it's only two answers, but
Yeah, actually, we already asked that recently on another
did
one.
we?
Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Did
Sorry.
you? Okay.
How about something simple like, do you celebrate, since it's coming up, St. Nicholas Day?
Okay. Yeah. Let's go with that one.
Okay,
Since
cool.
both of us have done that, yeah, and it's interesting because I actually have never met anybody else outside of my family that celebrates that, so it's interesting.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I think, yeah, I was on a field trip when I was a kid one time, and what I remember was the teacher. We were in the bus, and it was having to take place on St. Nicholas Day, and the teacher said, how many kids celebrate? I was in grade school. How many kids celebrate St. Nicholas Day? It's today. I remember
Mhm.
raising my hand. I don't remember how many other people raised their hand. So it's
Hmm.
interesting.
Yeah,
I, uh,
see?
I I I never really thought about how many people actually celebrate it until you made that statement. So
Mhm. Well, I guess we're gonna find out.
yeah, and I don't know how to spell St. Nicholas. So let me see if I can. Hold on a second. There we go. Let's see. We can use Google for my spelling there. There we go. Okay, I got to get rid of the extra S. There we go. You celebrate St. Nicholas Day. What is it? Is it December 17th? What day is it exactly? I want
December
to see December.
6th, I think it's December 6th.
Okay, I'll put that down. Okay.
'Cause I think you said 7th, but it's December 6th.
I remember being like more like closer to Christmas, like the 17th. So,
Yeah.
but maybe it's whatever. Yeah, the people who celebrate make it whatever day they want to, I guess. So at
It's
least for my
possible,
family,
yeah.
so okay. So we'll do
Yeah, if you
December 6th.
type it into Google, it pops up as December 6th.
Maybe it was for me too. It's been so long since I actually did it. So you're probably I'm sure it's probably you're probably the right one for that one. I'm not sure.
What
So,
I didn't know when I looked it up is December 6th and marks the anniversary of the death of the 3rd century Catholic saint who inspired the modern version of Santa Claus. I did not know that that's what St. Nicholas Day was actually celebrating.
oh, I didn't know
Uh,
that either.
interesting.
Let's see. But it was 3rd century, huh? That's pretty. So who knows how
Yes.
accurate any of that actually is? I mean,
Mhm.
we're talking 1700 years ago. How much of that is actually fact? How much is actually legend? So, let's see. What would you? How would be the answer? Is just a simple yes and no?
I think simple yes and no, and then add something. We celebrate something else. See if anybody has any other interesting traditions aside from just plain old Christmas.
Okay. Celebrate a different holiday. Should we call it a Christmas holiday? Oh, wait a minute.
Um,
I should put
no,
I. Different holiday.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, anything different and interesting because we all know, like there's Christmas, there's Hanukkah, there's Kwanzaa. Those are all the major ones. Saint Nicholas Day is a lesser known tradition, and I wonder what other ones there could be.
Okay. And I'll put I don't care. So
Giving a space to the apathetic.
yes. Anything else you'd like to add? We can have one more. We can just go with that.
I think we can just go with that.
Okay. Let me proofread this because I know I always every one of these I do always have one word left out or something. So,
Well,
you
you're not
celebrate
sharing your screen, so I can't help you.
oh, it's not there. Oh,
Mm-mm.
sorry. Oh my goodness. I have too many things up on the screen. I apologize. Give me 1 second.
It's okay.
Sorry. There we go. There we go. Okay.
All right.
Okay, there now you can see it. So Matt, oh, by the way, we got was it Methmin?
Methvin.
Methmin
Hi.
says hi 3 times.
Hi.
So hi back. Hi. So
You
there we
forgot the R in different,
go.
and I
Oh,
celebrate.
okay, D-E-R-E-R, didn't I? Is that right? Oh, wait a minute.
ER. Yeah. Now you make me think about it too much. Different. There you
Yeah.
go. I celebrate a different holiday. With that, I celebrate a different holiday. Like, make sure they tell us in the comments what it is.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Very good. Alrighty. How's that? Look good? I
I
just missed.
think so.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go and post it. There we go. So we can come back to that one. Do you celebrate singles? Cool.
Cool.
Alrighty. So yeah, forgive me for everyone watching that I didn't have the screen up there for the majority of that time. So, but we know what you can visualize, you can imagine what I was looking at. So the
Yeah,
whole time,
there you go.
you do eventually see it. So, alrighty. So this week's movie was Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Mhm.
and I had never seen this movie, nor had I ever heard of this movie before. This
Mhm.
is something you recommended, and so why don't you give a? I will say that this was a very unique, a very interesting, and very fun movie, and I
Mhm.
definitely enjoyed the movie. How would you how would you describe the plot to this movie?
How would I describe the plot? Let's see. I mean, it's kind of like a video game. I love all of those moments. Edited by Edgar Wright, which I think he's just really talented in the way he cuts things together. That has nothing to do with the plot. Scott Pilgrim is recovering from a heartbreak, starts dating a younger woman, then meets somebody else he could actually fall in love with. And, being a not so teenage boy, I guess he's 20, 22. He's, kind of dumb about it, but gets his act together by the end. But along the way, he has to fight his new girlfriend's 7 evil exes. And it's all video game style and just fun. And I love it.
So
I think I explained that very terribly.
no, I think you had it pretty well. The whole concept is, which I didn't expect and when he met the first ex, it threw me off. I didn't realize it was actually going to be a video game. I knew that there was some sort of video game element to it,
Mhm.
but when he meets the first ex and he had some sort of superpower, I was like, well, what's this? What's going on here? Because at
Yeah.
that point I had no idea that there was going to do that. And that and
Yeah.
that threw me off. So, but I soon realized that it was in fact each of these exes had their
Mhm.
own power of sort, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
And let's see, I'm trying to get to the very first one here. Was there also a comic book element to this as
Yeah.
well?
It was originally a comic book. It's adapted from a comic book series.
Okay, okay, because I remember
Mhm.
seeing lots of little cartoon images flashing up and through there as well. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
and Scott Pilgrim, he looks like a very average guy, almost like he wouldn't be able to score very much with a lot of these ladies. And he's kind of almost has that nerdy quality to him. So,
Yeah, he does, so it makes it interesting for sure. Because like, he's definite Michael Cera isn't my go-to for, "Oh my god, he's so hot," like, at all, but it works in this one, I think it works anyway.
mhm. He's part of a band. Oh, everyone
Mhm.
seems to be part of a band in this one,
Yeah,
actually.
they I mean, if you are in a band, you kinda surround yourself in those circles, I guess, if that's what their whole thing is, you know? So, they're all in a band.
Yeah, so here's the band right here. The woman on the right was a woman that he dated when he was in high school, I think, or
Yes,
earlier,
it's
like
Kim.
earlier on. Kim, thank you.
Yes, they
And
dated
yeah, they
for
didn't really go
briefly.
into that one very much. Yeah,
Yeah, no.
and it seemed like she didn't like him, but she also liked him at the same time. Currently, I mean,
Yeah.
she had this kind of love hate kind of thing for him, I guess, kind of. Is that the best way
Yeah,
to?
yeah.
Because
Kinda, just I would imagine it's the same awkward kind of thing where you date for a while and it doesn't end the way you want it to, but you don't wanna, like, screw up your whole friend group and everything, so you just kind of be cool with it. In the end, he, apologizes for being a jerk to her, but
hmm,
yeah.
and here's her name is Knives, and
Knives Chow.
Knives Chow. Okay, I forgot her last name. Thank you.
Mhm.
The I'm going to at the same time we're doing this. I'm bringing up IMDb so I can look at the list of names myself. So,
Mm.
okay, so they keep on saying she's the 17-year-old girl, right? She's
Yes,
17.
she's 17 and she's in high school,
Isn't
and
that
they are all in their early 20s. Scott is 22.
right? And that in some places I would could be that might be they might go after them for pedophilia in some areas. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with I mean, it's not like they do anything. The most they ever do is that she kisses him, like, once. Aside from that, it's not really much more than hanging out. But, yeah, some people would consider that bad, and everybody kinda rags on him the whole time for dating a 17-year-old, but,
And in real life, she was wow, when this came out, she was actually like 25 years old.
yeah, they
Look at
do that a lot for, yeah, anything that you wanna play a high schooler, and they're usually a lot older.
Right. The funny part is though, even though the age of consent in some states is actually still very, very low to begin with. So she's actually above that age of consent. A lot of times it's like
Mhm.
16. So
16, stuff like that, yeah, it kinda depends on where you are, I think.
right. I was surprised here. I think California has a very low age of consent. Recently, I think there was
Hmm.
something in the news about that. They were trying to change that somehow, but I was surprised here California was that low. So
Mm.
I was they would be more up in the age a little bit. So anyway, so he doesn't really like her, as a love interest, I should say. He's interested in her in some way, but
Yeah, like, it's, like, fun and simple, and he doesn't have to think about it, and they're just having fun, and he's not serious about it, but she very much is.
right. And oh, this is the first text right here, right? This is
Yeah. Well, we haven't even, like, talked about how he met Ramona in the first place because 'cause we're still talking about knives here.
oh, good point.
Mhm.
Good point. Let's go back
Yeah.
to that.
So in the beginning, it shows, he had a big breakup with somebody and it shows him hanging out with knives. And then he has a crazy dream about some girl. And it turns out that he meets this girl and she's real and she's at this party.
Oh, was
And
there a
so
dream? I don't
yeah,
remember the dream. Wow.
you
How do
don't
I?
remember the
Okay.
dream. Yeah.
Okay.
He
Oh, here
dreams
it
a
is.
lot.
Okay.
There it was. Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Oh,
So
yeah, I
he,
do. Okay. Yeah. 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 I
mhm,
do remember seeing this now. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So alone. And then she skates by. You're not alone. You're just having some idiotic dream.
Okay.
And so he says, "So does that mean we can make out?" And then he wakes up. And there she is, Ramona.
There. Okay, yeah, yeah. This is kinda like, similar to another movie, Fight Club. Have you ever seen the
Mhm.
movie Fight Club? There's, where, the main character he doesn't really have a name per se. He has a dream and he meets the woman in the love becomes the love interest in the movie, and he sees her in the dream as well, and she's takes the form of a penguin, and then she takes the
Well,
form of a human.
I mean, I feel like yes and no. Fight Club is more like Fight Club is a split personality kind of a deal.
Right,
This
right.
is
Well,
more
I'm
of
just
a
just talking
but
about
yeah, yeah,
the
the
dream
dream
itself.
aspect, yeah.
That's all yeah, not the movie in general, no, I'm just
Yeah,
referring to
yeah. Just
so
meeting in the dream first, yeah.
so, okay. Yeah, thanks for reminding me because I completely forgot about that scene there, so,
Mhm.
uh, he's,
So now all he can think about is that girl, and then he sees her and realizes she's a real person. And so he sees her delivering packages, realizes she works for Amazon, tries to get her to deliver something to his house, and then asks her out on a date. Hmm.
this is where you first met her though, wasn't it, right
Yeah,
here?
yeah,
Yeah.
this is where they first talk. And then he talks about Pac-Man and how it was originally called Puck-Man, and they changed it so that people wouldn't scratch out the P and turn it into an F because, Puck looks pretty similar.
Right. The, that's actually very, very old. Yeah, it's very one of those old things that yeah, one of
Mhm.
those things is like yeah, it's like everyone who knows about the old video games knows these old kind of silly trivia things, so it's like, yeah, it's like she gets real bored with it real quick, so,
Yeah,
wha
well, he also gets super nervous and doesn't even say it right.
oh, okay. What's her character? Well, I forgot I completely forgot her name in this.
Ramona.
Well, that's right, Ramona, thank you. So
Mhm.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead, is that
Yeah,
right?
I love Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She's a really great actress, and I feel like she should be in more things.
Hmm. And so this is where he officially meets her, talks to her, I should
Mhm.
say, for the first time. Everyone
Yeah, and
says, "Stay away from her," or they give their own opinions, I should say.
yeah, they all like, "She's on another level." I heard, you know, "She's got battle scars," and then, "Stay away from her. Want you to scare her away the coolest girl at my party." Yeah,
And this one right here, who is she again?
Aubrey Plaza.
I
That's
mean,
the actress. The character's name is Julie.
yeah, what was she? Yeah, what was her character though? What was she in relation? I can't.
She's just one of their friends, and she used to date, Steven there. Steven Stills, the guy that's
Oh,
standing next to her, and
I
she also knows a few label guys, so they're trying to get in good with her so that they can get a record deal.
I noticed that some of the band names, people in the band have actual names based on real
Mhm.
musicians. So it was Stephen Stills, and then it
Mhm.
was a young Neil. So
Yeah.
uh, okay, so and his roommates, who is they don't make a big deal of it,
Yeah.
is gay, but
Yeah.
there's his roommate
That's
right
one of my
there.
favorite scenes there when Wallace comes in and he's like, "Guess who's drunk?" and just throws his keys on the bed, and Scott's like, "Ah, yes, Wallace, you guess right," and passes right on the bed. Anytime I'm drunk, I'll send my friends that gif, "Guess who's drunk?"
So as far as it's right, he's still dating
Yeah,
her.
he's still dating Knives even though he, wants to start dating Ramona, and he's talking about it to his sister, which is, who is Anna Kendrick, and, like, a lot of people know Anna Kendrick, like, got know her from Twilight, like, that's where she started for them, like, for me, this is where Anna Kendrick started, like, can't stand any of that Twilight nonsense, so, for
Uh,
me, this is my first introduction to Anna Kendrick.
I've never seen Twilight. I've heard of Twilight, but I've never seen it. The only thing I keep on hearing about Twilight is it's a lot of people say they just don't like it. It's
Well, yeah,
I
I
don't know
mean,
if it's good or
it's
not. I'm not. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm not saying it's good or not. I just the people I tend to watch say they don't like it for some reason. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's pretty bad because like I never liked it and then my sister was reading it for a while and she was like, "You can't say you don't like it if you've never read it." So she gave me the first book and I started reading it a bit and then like they got to the point where he tried to show her that he was a vampire, so he stepped into the sunlight and he started sparkling and I was like, "What?" And apparently in this world vampires aren't immune, like aren't the sun doesn't hurt them, it makes their skin shimmer and sparkle. And I was like, if you don't take this book back, I'm gonna have to throw it away. Like I couldn't deal with that anymore. I was like, what in the world is this nonsense? He stepped into the sunlight and sparkled. And it was just like, come on.
I was watching. At the time I did watch several movies that were had that kind of young adult theme, but they were more science fiction based rather than
Mhm.
supernatural. I guess with the vampires. So that was the Hunger Games, the Divergence,
Mhm.
and the Maze
Yep.
Runners. And I
Mhm.
watched them and I went on to like different forums and people are saying what other movies you can watch and people said you could watch Twilight because it's kind of calls in similar into that same
Mm-mm.
category, but not exactly. So, I
No,
didn't
I
bother
mean,
watching.
they're geared towards young adult, but oof, they're bad. What was really good, like the movies are just trash. Like the just the worst thing ever. We actually watched them with riff tracks. Have you ever heard of that? It's like a
Yeah,
bunch of comedians get together, and make up their own lines. That was funny.
yeah, they're leftover they used to be from, Kevin Murphy and, what's his name from, the, Mystery Science Theater. So, it's
Yeah, yeah.
I can't remember the other guy's name,
Which
but
is
yeah,
coming
they
back actually.
yeah. Well, I mean, they're still doing their own thing though, which is interesting. They're not working with Mystery Science Theater. They were
Mm.
from the original Mystery Science Theater, but they're still doing riff tracks separate from that, which is interesting. So,
Hmm.
uh, but, yeah, anyway,
But yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, he's like having more dreams about her. And then he's like, "I was dreaming you delivered me this package, and then you showed up." And he goes, "Is that weird?" She's like, "No, it's not weird. You just have this really convenient subspace highway running through your brain. I forgot you guys don't have that in Canada." So like, and then they have a nice date, and they end up making out. And she gives him her number with 7 X's.
And I'm
Mm,
looking at this, I'm going, okay, they got to that scene where they're making out a little too quickly, but then I realized I've been on dates where it's like that, and I actually
mhm,
back off. I've been, I, I'm a little, I guess you call me a little old fashioned. I don't have sex with women that I don't love, so I have to back out of
mhm.
those situations. I find that to be very special to me. So,
Okay.
it's the but I have had I've every time I see it on a movie, I go, "Oh, it doesn't happen that fast." I have to remind myself, "Yes, it does happen that fast." Some people are just different than I am. I don't move into it that quickly. So I just feel it's
Mhm.
something that should be saved for someone who I really care about, not for just some random person I just met. So
Yeah, yeah.
So,
But yeah.
but and okay, so we're moving forward. Let's see. This is okay. That's his sister on the right.
Yes, this is his sister. That's Anna Kendrick there. And
Okay, and
that's her
then
sister's date, and then that's Wallace.
yeah, and then it turns out that and then there's this scene where
And
they
then
take
Wallace's date. My favorite part about him making out with Wallace is that she's like, "Wallace, again?" Implying that this has happened before,
yeah, that was
that
a funny.
he's stolen her boyfriend. Oh, which I love.
Yeah,
And this band, they play, like, 30-second songs.
and
Ah,
I have to admit that I have been in a small relationship that was similar to with a woman that was like Knives. I didn't
oh,
really.
okay.
It was just more like I felt like it was just something to have fun with. I didn't really take it too
Mhm.
seriously, but I could tell the woman I was with was taking it a little bit more seriously than I was. So I felt kind of bad.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and but yeah, so I can relate to this kind of situation with what he was going through with her. So
Mhm. And then Knives just passes out the second they start playing, and, like, I have all of this music on my phone. I love it. I think it's great.
what so this is where this now we're going to the point where he meets the first ex.
Yep, Matthew Patel, and he has no idea what's happening, why this dude wants to fight him, and everybody is, like, very surprised that he has fighting skills all of a sudden.
Yeah, and this
Uh,
is where the movie to me got like, whoa, what's going on here? It's like this is
mhm,
getting really weird, and I realized, okay, so then I realized it was that we had the video game aspect going on. So
mhm, yeah, yeah.
because up until this point, there wasn't really a lot of
No,
video.
there's a few, like, jump cuts and things like that, but it wasn't super video gamey until now, when he
And
gets
the
into the
only and
fights.
yeah, so go ahead. I'll let you describe this.
Oh, no, I was just, and then he explains that he's her ex, and, like, this whole number is a little annoying, but, like, it's kind of funny, and then, she explains how they were dating, and, like, they dated for, like, a few days, and then she was like, "Alright, I'm over this now," and it was only in high school, and he tries to attack, and then Scott takes him out.
Yeah, yeah, every time he takes him out, there's the scene right there.
There it is. Yeah.
That was very funny.
"Wallace, again?"
No, it's now every time he takes out, you get the little coins that appear, like
Mhm, yeah.
I the
It's
only
like
thing I think of is like, similar well, the only video game I played that was like that was Sonic the Hedgehog during the early
mm,
'90s. I had the Game Gear version of it, and I played, probably like 4 or 5 versions, and they had instead of coins, it was rings. So I assume it's
yeah,
similar to
yeah,
that. So, uh
yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, 240. That's not even enough for the bus home."
I forgot about that.
Yeah. She's like, "I'll give you the other stuff," and then him and Wallace start talking about it, and then they're talking about Lucas Lee, who's Chris Evans.
Yeah, that was another woman that he was out. Is that the woman that he broke up with at the beginning? Her?
Yes. Mhm,
Okay. Okay, so I
and
knew
that's
that he
Brie
that was
Larson, actually.
yes, I did.
There's
I
a lot
looked
of
that up.
big names in this show.
Mhm. So and I would not have known that if I had not looked that up. Because I've seen images I've seen of her. She doesn't look like that. I mean,
No,
they really
she's like a pretty good chameleon actor, like, she can change herself just enough to look like such a different person in everything she does.
mhm. Yeah. It's definitely someone I wouldn't have like I said, it's as far as her I don't know if because of that, I'm not sure if I've ever seen her in anything else now. So I don't know. Maybe I haven't. I just didn't realize it. So I've
She's been
just
in quite a few things, yeah.
the only thing I remember is seeing her up on stage a few years ago talking on camera about certain movies she had made or something, and
Mhm,
she looked completely different. So, but
mhm,
yeah,
yeah.
all right,
Now he breaks up with Knives to go out with Ramona.
all right.
Now he's trying to cook for her. He gets super nervous because she mentions his hair, and he had a bad haircut just before his big breakup. And then he's like, "Let's go out," because he wants to wear a hat. So they decide to go meet Wallace and at the Lucas Lee movie filming in Toronto. And Lucas Lee just so happens to be Chris Evans.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, thank you. I'm
Mhm.
glad you're telling me who
Captain
these people
America
are.
himself.
So
And I
this,
love how Wallace is like, X, fight. I think Wallace is one of the best parts of this one, like this movie. He's just so droll in the background. It's great.
according to the list of credits, on IMDb, they have Wallace listed as the second one down after
Mm,
after Mike. Well, how you pronounce Michael Cera? Is that it?
Sarah, yeah, Michael Sarah.
Sarah? Sarah, excuse me. Okay.
Mhm.
So this is the second one. Uh,
Yeah, Kieran Culkin. I think let's see. Yeah, he's Macaulay Culkin's brother.
oh, really? Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, gotcha,
They have like a huge like family. But yeah, he's in a lot of stuff.
gotcha. Alrighty. So this, how I know he defeats him. He goes on a staircase or something and crashes, right?
Yeah, he like bets him that he can't grind down the whole rail, and by the time he gets to the bottom, he has too much momentum, it explodes.
Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
There you go. Let's see. I don't want
And they're just standing there. Wow. Wow.
to.
Wow.
I'm positive so we don't, so it doesn't trigger
Yeah,
the.
I know, I know. Uh, and he totally bailed. And smash. Yes. Oh, and then he's like, "Oh, I forgot to get his autograph."
Oh,
Mm,
so
yeah.
the people she's dated are more like celebrity types,
I
versus.
mean, not entirely. He's like the only uh well, she dates like two celebrity types, I think. The other bunch are just, random people she's known throughout her life.
Mhm. All right. So let's
Some
see.
from high school, some from, other things. And then he thinks everything sucks because Ramona left without him. And Wallace is like, "What did you think these were? She was telling you from the beginning, 7 evil X's." Because she signed 7 X's on her phone number when she gave it to him.
Oh, right. That's right. He thought it was
Hmm.
kisses. So
7 kisses, 7 little kisses. Like, no. And he was like, "I was kind of hoping it would work out because I need you to move out." And then the phone rings and it's Envy.
oh, right. Right. So as far as the whole thing, is she still interested in Scott Pilgrim, or
Yeah, she is. She is. She doesn't really know why he broke up with her. She just kind of wants to see him and like talk to him, kind of lovesick teenager kind of a thing. First person she's loved, and the first time she said the word love, he dumped her. So, it's not easy to take.
yeah, the it seems to me like too many women are falling for Scott Pilgrim, and it's more like a
Yeah,
fantasy story to
yeah.
me. I would like to think that a lot of women love me that much, but I don't. That's not the case for me. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then we get her. Um,
this is one of the exes, right?
yeah, and I
It's not
can't remember
divulged
her.
till later on. So
Yeah, I can't remember her name. But, like, they go to fight, and he was like, "Can we not do this right now?" And she's like, "Yeah, okay, fine." And then she leaves and then comes back another time.
right.
I mean, he's talking to his sister again, and then there's Julie, and
What's
he's
the
like,
thing?
Yeah, how are you doing that with your mouth? Never effing
You
mind
know?
how I'm doing it."
So, before we go any further, are there any other movies that follow this kind of style, or is this completely unique on its own? Because it's done very
Um,
well.
a little bit. Edgar Wright is like I said, Edgar Wright did he's the I don't know if he's directed and edited he's got a very specific style. So if you look up a lot of different Edgar Wright things, it's got the same kind of feel to it, and I really enjoy it. Have you ever seen like Shaun of the Dead or let's see what else we got? A lot of different things. Baby
Yeah.
Driver.
I saw Shaun of the Dead very recently. It was a review we did on one of my other shows.
So that's
Yeah.
Edgar Wright. He also did Hot Fuzz. He did Let's
Oh,
see, The
well,
World's End, a
he's
bunch of
born
those different kinds of things.
born in 74, but he looks younger than that. I wish I looked that young. Jesus.
Who? Oh,
Uh,
Edgar Wright?
yeah, here we go. I'll bring it up. See, this
Oh,
is
yeah,
74.
yeah.
I was like 74. Damn, he looks good for someone that was born. He definitely don't look that good. So,
Yeah, no, I really like his style of movie. It's he has this kind of style, and like you can see it a little bit in Shaun of the Dead and like all other ones that he's done. Very like clipped editing, like just this is his style of movie, and I really enjoy it.
yeah, so it was very, very unique, very interesting. I definitely liked it as well. So, but I didn't even realize that Shaun of the Dead was done by him. So I
Hmm.
didn't see the correlation as far as the editing goes. But yeah, now it's
Right.
looking cool. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So then he does that, runs into Ramona. I like how like she's standing there and she's like backed by her poster.
Oh,
I don't know
it
if you
was
can get the frame of it. Yeah, let's see. There she
oh,
is. Yeah,
yeah.
perfectly backed, and that's her standing there dressed exactly the same way as she is in the poster.
Right.
Which I love. I think it's great. And they're talking, and she's like, "Okay, I'm jealous." And he was like, "You're jealous?" And she's like, "I'm allowed." Um, and then they have a little bit of a conversation, and he's like, "And you didn't bang her?" And they have all three of them in the bed, which I think is
That's the
just
boyfriend.
the boyfriend and the other guy that they just, decided to have with them. And
The okay, so what was that? Oh,
then
that's
Knives sees them hanging out, and then she's like, "Oh
was
my god!" And she goes to her sister.
there we go. I'm gonna bring that up here.
Hmm.
Oh, there we go. Okay, there's
There
knives
we
there.
go. We got the
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay, so I was at the right spot to begin. I could have
yeah,
just let
yeah,
it.
yeah.
There we
Yeah.
go.
So then she goes and decides to get hair dyed to make herself look cool like Ramona because she stole her boyfriend and she thinks Ramona stole him. And he's like, she's so cool. She's probably like 25. And she tries to like do her hair different to be all cool. And then she texts young Neil and is like, hey, let's hang out. Try and make Scott jealous.
There we go. Okay, so
Yeah.
speaking of jump pad, I remember. Yeah, she dyed the ears to dye hair. Yeah, and then
Hmm.
at one point, the dye just comes out of her hair. What was that scene
Yeah,
about?
she gets hit 'cause it's in a few scenes from now. So they open for Clash at Demon Head, and then she's like, "Hey, Ramona," and Ramona's like, hi," because she has no idea who she is. Um,
There we
and
go.
then they go in the yeah, Scott's inner monologue.
Oh,
And then
that's what.
he's like, "I have to go. I have to pee," and, he ends up saying, "I have to pee on her." And then Clash at Demon Head come out, and it turns out that his ex is in a band with her ex.
Oh, that's right. Yes, thank you.
Mhm. And, hey, guess what? Another evil ex he's gonna have to fight.
Yeah,
So they're all hanging out back here, and this is when he punches Knives, and it punches the color right out of her hair.
yeah, there you
There it is.
go.
Punched the highlights out of her hair.
And then
Mm.
how does he get? Oh, that's right. He
He
has the.
has vegan powers.
That's right.
Being
So,
a vegan just makes you better than most people.
and how does he get? Let's see.
So he can like read minds. He's got all these powers and stuff. So he's like knocking Scott out, and they do a little bit of a guitar battle. And then Scott makes him coffee, and he drinks the wrong one. He drinks
Right,
the one with regular milk instead of soy milk.
right. And the thing is that it turns out, yeah, it was his third offense or something like that because he had done it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So like it turns out to be his third offense, and he's like, they list off his offenses and stuff, and It's like you knowingly ingested a plate of chicken parmesan. He's like, chicken isn't vegan. And then they're like, on this date, you ingested gelato. And he's like, gelato isn't vegan? And they're like, it's milk and eggs, bitch. So anytime anyone ever says the words gelato to me, I always, always, always would respond with, it's milk and eggs, bitch. I usually get a lot of weird looks, but it makes me laugh so hard every time.
How many people does anybody recognize it when they say that?
Rarely, rarely. I think maybe like one person in the past, like ever.
Does anyone ask you to explain why you said
Oh,
it? Or
all the time.
okay.
So I always have to explain it, but it just makes me laugh every time.
So this is where he gets zapped, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he gets his vegan powers. You just headbutted my boyfriend so hard he burst. And he goes, yeah, well, you kicked my heart in the ass, so I guess we're even.
All
Mm.
right.
And then they go to an after party wherein he realizes that 7 evil exes doesn't mean ex-boyfriends because she just said exes, not ex-boyfriends. And this is where he has to fight the girl. And he's like, I don't know if I can hit a girl. They're soft.
Right. There we go. So yeah, that's the one we saw before, right? So and the so that's right. These two go at it. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that was a cool fight. I like how she pulls that big giant hammer out of her tiny purse.
Hmm.
And the belt
And
sword is pretty cool. And she's
uh,
like, this is a league game, meaning Scott has to fight me with his own fists. So then she like tries to fight with him like that, and she does in a very interesting way.
those, and then the next two are the twins, right? Is that right?
Yes, the
Or
Cathy and Auggie twins.
yes. Okay.
We don't really
So
learn much of anything about them at all, or she's not really there to tell the story. She shows up later. There we go. We have Matthew Patel, Lucas Lee, Todd Ingram, Roxy Richter, the Cathy and Auggie twins, and Gideon.
Gideon, there you go. So yeah, this one's weird because they have a battle of the bands. I
Yeah,
think.
Battle of the Bands. He's like, I thought we were on first. I think they're on first. I think you're both on first. And it's a band versus amp, which means they have to play at the same time. So they battle at the same time and get some pretty epic music going. And I like their sound, so I listen to that music all the time too.
The
They do kind of a
what is the
hmm?
music? Definitely don't want to do the music because I know that's going to
Yeah,
get hit
you
real
oh yeah, it
quickly.
would get hit instantly, yeah. So anybody watching that is interested, definitely look up the music for Sex Bomb or any of the bands that are in this. I think what's it called that did some of the music for this? Beck did a lot of the music for this, along with several other bands, but I think Beck was the most notable band. Beck and the one that did the music for his ex's band, Metric. Metric is the band that did music for the other
Oh,
band. But yeah, there's a few different ones strung in here, and
um,
they get knocked down here. But
I don't remember the music being anything that for me that was really that stood out. So it's I don't. Maybe if I heard, like I said, I can't play it right now. If I play it again, maybe it's something I might really be into. Maybe not. I'm not sure. So
yeah, I liked it, but again, it's one of those to each their own kind of deal. So
right. So, okay.
get
So it
blown away here, and then they punch up, and then they go against each other, and he wins, meets Knives in
oh,
the crowd, and
what
he's
was
just
it?
like,
You got the one up. Yeah, you got the extra
yeah,
life there.
he got the extra life there, yeah, which will come in handy later. And then he tries to go after Ramona, and he runs into Knives, and she's like, hey, he's like, hey. And then he just like leaves because he doesn't know how to deal with awkward situations.
So,
And then she's like, sorry. And he's like trying to use the L word, but of course he doesn't say I'm in love with you. He says I'm in lesbians with you. And she's like, oh, okay. Because obviously I'm in lesbians with you means literally nothing to anybody.
So, and of course it's the movie thing where you fall in love within the whole time frame of the movie. So which is of
Hmm.
course not really how it happens, but of course it's also a fantasy game, a movie anyway about video games. So you could always
Hmm.
look at it that way too. So, but yes,
Yeah. And then Gideon comes and he's
there it is.
like, well, don't know hard feelings. All I want to sign your band. It sounds great. And he's being kind of douchey. He's another big one in a lot of different movies and stuff. Yeah, I can't think of his real name. Jason Schwartzman. That's what it is.
Okay, he seems like someone I should be familiar with, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
he's also in a lot of different things, like a lot of different things.
Okay, whoops,
But
sorry.
ooh.
Nope. I lost the thing there. Sorry. There we go. Okay.
So he's like, I want to sign you. And he's like, and Scott's like, I'm not going to be in that band. So Neil takes over. I'm sorry, young Neil takes over. And then he's like, okay, bye. And Scott's very upset, talks to his sister. And then he walks in on Wallace having sex. And he's like, I need you to move out. And then Gideon calls him to be like, no hard feelings. It's totally fine. And then he decides that he's going to go after him.
Right. So here we go.
And he
and this is
runs away.
this is where the one where he meets those guys. This is where the one up becomes into where because this is
Yeah,
where
comes into play here. Scott and the power of love. And he gets a sword pulled out of his chest.
you know what he looks like. He looks like no, I know what he looks like Judd Nelson. Is that his name? Judd Nelson. He's kind of looks like him a little bit. That's what I'm thinking of. So anyway, the one of the Brat Pack from the 1980s.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I guess I could see that.
A little bit, not a lot, but just a little bit. So,
Mm-hmm.
there's a movie called Fandango that Judd Nelson's in, and Judd Nelson looks very much like that, like he does there. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
why. All right, so this is where they have the
So, yeah.
battle, and and the band was like they were taking were they like hypnotized or something or
No, they were just like making money. And she even says, we're here to, what is it? The first one is, we're here to make money. And I can't remember what she says in this one. We're here to
she's
make money and sell out and stuff, is what she says
yeah.
here.
Yeah. And it's like you're looking at that, and you're like, it's like she was. It was like, did he give them like? Was he controlling their minds or something? That's what I was curious. So
Not
yeah.
so much. It's more about controlling them with money on this one than controlling their minds with anything else. So then Scott pulls out a sword. They start to fight. And then, all right.
Yeah, so he loses.
And then out comes Knives to fight with Ramona because she stole Scott. And then she's like, no, I cheated on you. And Ramona's like, wait, you cheated on me? And he goes, no, I cheated on Knives with you. And she's like, is there a difference? And he was like, you weren't wronged, right? And he's like, no. And they're like, no, that's not how this works. And then he gets killed, which is my profile picture when he gets stabbed. And then he dies. And then he's in his little dreamland, and Ramona comes up to him and shows that she is mind controlled. She's got a little chip in the back of her neck.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Gideon is evil.
Yeah.
Let's see.
There it is.
There it is. Yeah.
There we go.
Literally controlling her. So she can't escape. And he's like, that's evil. Would be great to know if I could do something with that if I wasn't dead. And then he realizes, hey, he has an extra life.
Right. He goes back in. Of course, in modern video games, you have unlimited lives anyway. So
right, yeah.
This is based on the older style video games from more like the 80s into the 90s. So
yeah,
their lives. So, all right. So,
So Scott earns the power of self-respect. And instead of saying we're here to sell out and we're here to make money and sell out and stuff, the band says we're here to watch Scott Pilgrim kick your teeth in. And they fight again, and this time he stops Knives from attacking Ramona, explains what he did, says that he's sorry for being such a jerk, also apologizes to Kim, also for being a jerk because he's kind of a jerk. And then he takes out Gideon.
yes. And
with knives.
He takes her out with knives?
They do like a dual fight.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like they did in the video game in the first, and then he kicks him.
There we go.
You are blowing up right now. Boom! There you go. Kicks him and he explodes into coins.
There we go. Okay. All right.
And then the band starts scooping up money because they realize if he's dead, they're not going to be able to get paid.
Yeah, that's right. And I might jump ahead as I'm pressing the wrong button. That's why. There we go. Okay,
Yeah.
There's really getting
there
money.
Goes our deal. We're still getting paid, right? There goes our deal. And then the whole Negascott thing, it's just from the video game that him and Knives were playing in the beginning. That was like the only character he couldn't beat was Nega Ninja. So now there's a Negascott, but they end up just being friends and not fighting at all. It was just dumb. And then he's talking to Knives, and Ramona's gonna leave, and Knives is like, "Oh no, you gotta go get her." And he's like, "What about you?" And she's like, "I'm too cool for you." She realizes, this isn't the best thing for me, so I'll move on and be fine. And then he goes to be with Ramona.
Yes. There you go. And that's the end of it right there.
That's the end of it. Yeah. I watch this movie a lot when I'm like not feeling well or anything like that. I don't know why it became my like go-to feel better movie or like or what, but I do watch it a lot, especially when I'm not feeling well.
Yeah, you definitely had a lot of information as we're watching that there. So
yeah, it was more than I thought because I haven't watched it in a little while, and I was going to, and then I thought, well, you always have the scrub going up, so I can, triggers memories as we go.
So as far as the movie, when you first saw it, did you see it in a theater?
I did. The first time I saw it was in a theater. It was the first time I had ever. I guess it wasn't the first time I had visited Florida. It was the second time because the first time was on like a high school field trip. And then the first time I visited Florida after high school, I was visiting a school down there, and we went to see a movie, and it got out at night. And the thing I remember most is that we went in during the day, and like it came out after dark of the movie theater, and it was still just as hot as it had been when we went into the movie theater. Like up north here, it cools off a lot at night. Down south, that's not really a thing. So I remember that. But yeah, I went and saw that in the theaters when it came out.
The reason,
I'm like,
No, you gotta cut you off. You would have been like what? How old are you? You're gonna say how old you were, or
2010? I was 20.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
So when you saw the movie in the theater, did you expect to see something so unique, so different, or did you by surprise, or
a
how did you?
little bit? I mean, because I'd seen the trailer and stuff, and I was familiar with some of Edgar Wright's work, so I wasn't entirely sure what to expect, but I wasn't completely thrown off. It was, and I loved it. So,
Okay. I'd say it was definitely. I was definitely not. I went into this not having any idea as to what the movie was about at all. So. So I was definitely surprised. I was a little confused sometimes. Then I realized, okay, it's a video game. So then I had to go with it. So, but not confused in a good way because I was learning as to what it was about. So I wasn't like it wasn't negative at all. So it was really fun. I would definitely recommend this to people. But unless you're maybe like me, if you're like in a situation where you have like a situation, a relationship issue you're still dealing with yourself, you might want to avoid it for a little bit. So, but
Mhm.
other than that, yeah, I would definitely recommend this movie. I think it's a very, very
Oh,
good,
good.
very entertaining, and I was definitely surprised to see something that was done this way. So,
Cool, very cool. I like getting people like you who don't, like, watch a lot of things to say that you like something like this. That's it's always a plus for me.
yeah, I think I told you as well that this is from that era of movies that I'm not really as familiar with, like from
Mhm.
1990, was it 1997 to 2013. So
Mm.
movies out during that period, I'll say I don't know a lot of those movies. So I know some of them, but it's the like when this one comes along, I'm like I wasn't sure if this was a popular movie or anything at all. So was it a
Okay.
popular movie when it came out? Was it?
Um, I don't remember, honestly. Let's see. There's gotta be hmm, let's see what it has here.
Ratings wise, it says IMDb says 7.5, but that doesn't really mean
Mhm.
anything. I don't trust IMDb on the ratings. I know how they manipulate it. So, and they've outright said they manipulate the ratings. So you can't trust their ratings. I would think that something like maybe Rotten Tomatoes is also not something you can trust because people have
Yeah.
shown are also manipulated to give unfair results.
I
So,
mean, it didn't do fantastic in the box office. It looks like it's 49 million. I mean, that's not bad. It's not
mhm.
huge, but not bad.
Yeah. If I'd known this was out at the time, I probably would have gone to watch it at the time.
Mm,
So
mhm.
definitely one of those movies. I wouldn't put it at the top of my list, but definitely it's a fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
Definitely in that category.
Yeah, I like it. I obviously I like it. So,
So what would your rating be for this movie then? I assume be very high. So,
yeah, I mean, I know myself. I wouldn't be able to give an impartial response because I love it and I watch it like a lot. And it's one of those ones that just makes me feel good to watch it, and it's like always interesting, lots of different moving parts, and the editing is style is really interesting and fun, and I just love all it. So I wouldn't be able to give an unbiased opinion on the movie
oh,
of
okay.
scale of 1 to 10 because I think it's pretty perfect, but again, biased. I watch it a lot.
I'll give it. I'll say just below an 8, like
Okay.
7.9. So,
Okay.
so definitely, definitely in the highly recommended category. So,
Cool. Very cool.
no. Was there any? Let's see. I'm going to bring up IMDb. Were there any other movies that sequels or spin-offs of this? My mouse is stuck.
Um, I think so. There's a few different things that's not really spin-offs, but like there's the different comic book stuff that because it started as a comic book. There were a few what's it called? A few I
Pilgrim
don't know
versus
what I
the
was trying to think of, to be honest.
this looks like something. Oh, it's only 4 minutes long, so whatever it is, it's
Yeah,
very
shorts. They're a little maybe a little short here and there, but
nothing, no major productions
mhm,
apparently.
mhm.
So, okay, all righty, and it doesn't look like
Oh,
there's
what's
anything.
yeah, this is Scott Pilgrim versus World Water Crisis, which I'm sure is just like a PSA ad. Um, so yeah, there's
Also,
just
there's a
those
video
kinds
game
of
too,
things.
an actual video game of
Oh,
this.
yeah, that makes
The
sense.
it's actually based on the cartoon, the drawings, not the. So the drawings versus the actual actors, so their likenesses are probably not really influenced or not
Mhm.
really shown in this, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of the video game either, so that has
Mm,
a well, who knows how good accurate that rating is, but okay.
yeah, I don't know.
Um, oh, it's not very many votes. It only says 283, so it doesn't look like it's a very well-known game at all.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
at least on this website. Cool. Alrighty. So,
yeah.
as far as any other movies that we talked about that he did, the director, we
Mhm,
talked about Shaun of the Dead. He did.
mhm.
Was there any others? Let's take a look real quick while we're
Let's see.
here.
Yeah, let's see what you would know.
Bring up here. Let's see. Director, the run. Oh, they're doing redoing the Running Man. They shouldn't do that. Stop it. Stop it. stop with the remakes. We don't need it. That that movie's fine as it is.
Mhm.
Let's see. Let's see. I don't recognize any of these others.
Mhm.
Um, Baby Driver. I've heard of Baby Driver.
That was
Um,
an interesting movie. That was honestly one of the first things I ever saw, no, wait, I don't think Baby Driver is the one I'm thinking of. Okay, never mind. That was a different one. But,
yeah, I remember
yeah.
hearing about this. I don't know what this is
Mhm.
about. So I can comment. So,
Grindhouse is really crazy stuff.
isn't that a Quentin Tarantino movie?
Mhm. Yeah, he made the fake trailer segment "Don't" in one of the Grindhouse things.
Oh, okay,
That stuff
okay,
was insane.
okay. I never saw this. I never saw this one. I saw bits and pieces of that movie, so I'm not.
Mhm, mhm.
Oh, yeah, but the man who would be Sean. No, I don't recognize any of these others. Yeah,
Yeah,
Sean. It's only one. So Pharrell Williams. There's a
yeah.
music video. Okay, okay,
Mhm.
that's. So I'm not familiar with that one. So
Yeah. Like, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End are all the same, like, actor sets. It's, uh
yeah, I've heard of this one too. I've heard of Hot
mhm.
Fuzz, and I know
Simon
that.
Pegg and Nick Frost, and, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are kind of a duo that are in a lot of things, and then the 2 of them with Edgar Wright made The World's End, nope, I said Scott Pilgrim, I didn't mean Scott Pilgrim. They made The World's End, Shaun of the Dead, and Hot Fuzz.
Okay. And I've
Yeah.
heard I heard people say that yeah, Shaun of the Dead, what was and Hot Fuzz were like you said had the same duo, right?
Mhm, yeah.
And then what was the other one? Was it
The World's
was
End.
Oh, The World's End. Okay, okay,
Mhm,
okay. There it is up here. Okay, gotcha.
yeah.
I have not
All
heard. I think I've heard this one in passing somewhere, but not this one. I'm definitely not familiar with at all. So
pretty
okay,
interesting, pretty interesting. Hot Fuzz, also a really good one.
okay.
And you just
Alrighty.
did Shaun of the Dead, you said, right?
Yeah, yeah. I saw that within the past month, so that was a more recent one. So I
What'd you think of that?
it was okay. It was definitely a parody or satire, I guess,
Oh, yeah.
of that what do you call it
The
blah, blah, blah.
zombie movies?
Zombies. Thank you. I couldn't remember the word
Yeah.
zombies. And my criticism of zombie movies in general, not this movie because this is a parody or satire.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can't criticize it, but serious zombie movies. The problem I have with them is that they follow the old trope. Like the
Uh-huh.
original concept of a zombie movie was that they were living dead. The bodies were already the people were already dead and the bodies
Right.
were coming to life. The problem with
Mhm.
most modern day zombie movies is they're not really dead. They're just mutated or diseased.
Right, right.
They still kill them off like they're already dead. Like they still have that old trope. It's like that's you're killing people that are innocent. So I have a problem with that, and they never seem to address that in most of these movies. They kind of addressed it in Shaun of the Dead though a little bit.
Mm.
So and I just don't it's because I don't understand this callous attitude towards these people who have an affliction I should say.
I mean, it's kinda like you could try and talk to the zombie, but either way, he's gonna bite your face off. Like, it could be a disease or not, but do you really wanna die about it?
Yeah,
Me
but there's
personally, I would never want to live through a zombie apocalypse, so I would go as soon as, like, something like that happens, like, all these people who are prepared for the end, like, doomsday preppers who wanna be alive after a nuclear fallout. I don't wanna be alive. What kind of life is that? No, thank you. I don't need this anymore. I had the fun part of life. I don't wanna live in a post-apocalyptic horror scape. No, thanks. I'm out.
yeah, as far as the zombies though, as far as I mean they are what was I was gonna say I lost my train of thought there. Sorry. Um, as I was trying to see where I was going somewhere with that, and I completely forgot it. Sorry.
No,
Um,
it's okay.
it's basically I'm saying though that the they are still a human though, and if you callously kill them
Mhm.
off, I'm kind of repeating myself at this point because I'm trying to remember what I was trying to lead up to. But they are, it's another one that deals with a zombie kind of situation was a video game called The Last of Us. Did
Mhm.
you ever play that or see that?
I've heard of it, but I haven't played it.
Okay. the in that game it's more of an interactive movie than a video game, but basically
Hmm.
the main characters just callously kill off all the zombie like people because they have all been affected by this disease. And you made the statement, well, who's going to be, is it going to be you or them, if they're going to
Hmm.
kill you? But that's the way they're written in the story, to come at you and kill you. So in a real life situation, they're not going to be coming after you. You're going to, would you actually go out and kill somebody who's
I mean,
affected? So that's kind of like what I was leading up to.
it's
So,
it's it's I mean, if it was a real life situation, like hopefully we'd be able to cure the disease before, it turned into people into uh a facsimile of zombies, whether they were living dead or not. But if somebody's coming at you to murder you and eat your flesh, you might have to protect yourself in some sort of
yeah,
violent way. I don't know.
I know, but that's
Luckily,
the
I
way.
don't think we have to really think about it, because hopefully zombies are not going to be a thing ever in any capacity.
Right. The only other movie, was a serious movie that was done pretty well was the Will Smith movie.
Oh,
I Am
I
Legend
Am
from
Legend?
2006.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in that one, he was actually trying to cure the people.
Mhm.
He was a scientist, and he was unaffected by it, so he could carry the disease, but he himself could not be affected by it.
Mm,
So and so he was, throughout the movie, he was trying to find a cure for the people.
right.
So that one had a different aspect to it. It was actually trying to treat it more in a serious tone. So I
Mm,
kind of respected that one. So,
yeah.
but
We have
anyway,
Trung saying hello. Hello.
oh, Chung, let's see. I mean, Chung's kind of there. Thank you, Chung. There we go. So Chung is a little, what is that? I know, I recognize that. A little bird
It
symbol.
looks at Angry Birds.
Angry Birds, that's it, yes. So,
Mhm.
alrighty. Well, we can go back to let's go back to our question from earlier. I had it up on the screen
Mhm.
already. So, refresh. How many results, how many votes we got so far?
Kind of overwhelming, actually. I've got a bunch of yeses.
84.
One
Yes.
with "What do you mean?" I'm not really sure how to answer that other than, "Do you celebrate St. Nicholas Day?"
Yeah.
But yeah,
Uh,
lots of people do.
yes.
Hello, Andrea. Just got a little PL, but, I'm assuming
Yeah.
that's hi. Hi. Is this a new feature where you're popping people's names up on the screen?
Oh, did I not show you this before? It's something
No.
I'm sorry. I was, yeah, this is a feature that it was actually there all along, and I discovered it about a week ago. So I didn't realize that you were.
Fancy.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, it's all I have to do is click on the name, click on their thing, and it just brings it up so we can see them. So, which
Very
helps
cool.
me because sometimes I definitely need to get some reading glasses sometimes, and sometimes well I can't read exactly. So PL says just
Mhm.
line. That's not
Mhm.
PL, but line. So
Oh, there
so
you go.
okay.
Interaction is interaction.
Yes. So we came back to our question. Yeah, 64%, which is pretty high according to what you were saying, that you don't know 23%.
Yeah.
So 26% with no, 6% with I don't care, and 4% with they celebrate a different holiday. And of course, you already read Dominic Mitchell's
What do you mean?
question. What do you mean?
Yeah.
No, I'm not sure what
Which,
yeah, I don't know what he means
what do
exactly.
you mean, sir?
Yes. So, alrighty. Well, we can, I guess we can come back next week, and yeah, this is the average. Usually we get about anywhere close to 100 responses by the end of the
Mhm.
show.
Mhm.
So very good. So,
Yeah.
alrighty. So anything else you'd like to add before we wrap everything up?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for participating. We appreciate the comments, and we'll be
Mhm.
back next week, and we'll see you next time.
All right. See you next time.